everyone, it's Chris Burns here again from the Heart Center with Chris Burns Mentoring. And today I want to talk to you about your belief systems and why reconstructing your belief systems are essential to growth and expansion. And the first thing that comes to mind is a lot of people that I know have very core, very solid, very strong belief systems. And these belief systems are either lessons or either thought patterns that were ingrained in us from a very young age. And at the time that we were 5, 6, 3, all the way up until 20, however years old, they served a purpose. And they gave us a great start to life, and they allowed us to view the world from a certain reality. Some people had a different upbringing, and so their reality is going to be based in a different thought form structured by these belief systems that are given to our parents and our society, and for those of us who grew up in religion, a lot of times our religion. What I want to draw attention to is that your belief systems are there to allow you to act in the world in a certain way. They're there to guide you, and you kind of filter your reality through how you view the world through your belief systems. Now, what's not taught is that belief systems are allowed to change. Usually people grow up with their core beliefs and they die with their core beliefs. But if you're an individual who wants to grow and expand, you need to change your belief systems, and that's okay. Because an individual who's growing and expanding is always going to see the world and the reality a little bit differently based on who they are in that moment. So someone who has the same core belief systems from when they were 5 and now let's say they're 25 and they're struggling and things really aren't working out, and the same kind of patterns show up in relationships, the same kind of energy shows up with at work, whatever it is you're doing, the same things kind of keep showing up. This could very well be a belief system that is hanging on very, very tightly to you and to your energy field. How do I know this? Something happened with me lately that was very, it was life-changing. It was a huge realization. I realized that one of the core belief systems I had was that I needed to, view my reality from a point of pain. And everything I did was to subconsciously prove to myself how strong I was and how amazing I was. Due to the traumas and due to the things that happened in my past, I started to really buy into that core belief that, I wasn't good enough and that I wouldn't ever find someone who could appreciate me for who I am. And all these things that were literally the ground foundation of how I viewed my reality. And so every relationship that I've been a part of, there was pain. Every financial institution that I tried to invest in, there was some struggle, some pain. And although I preach love and happiness, that wasn't coming through the way I wanted it to. And that was because my reality was being filtered through pain. And I am humbled enough and I'm aware enough to know this now. And I thank a lot of the beautiful souls who showed up to help me understand this lesson. But I'm here now in a manner where I can live with this. I understand it. Now I can teach it to you. My core belief anymore, right now, is no longer pain. That's a thing of the past. I had a great meditation the other day and I learned how to lay a different foundation, how to change my thought forms, change my energy system so that I no longer filter my life through pain. The person I was whenever I was 5, up until whoever, 6, 7 years old, that person doesn't exist in this body, in this mindset. That doesn't mean that person doesn't exist at all. The pain that I experienced no longer has control over my life. And I'm telling you this because I know there's people out there who are still filtering their reality through a sense of pain. and through maybe being unsure, maybe having self-doubt. That is how you're filtering your reality, because that's your core belief system. Now, I'll speak a little bit more about me and what I've done to fix this. And I have totally devoted and totally accepted the fact of me being who I am, having the gifts and abilities and the awareness and all the wonderful, amazing things that I'm able to do. I'm able to do it because I've stayed true to who I am. And at one point in time, I very much wanted to help and serve and be there for people. But, pain doesn't attract love. Love attracts love. Understanding, empathy attracts love. And so I have reprogrammed my own self to come from a foundation of abundance, of love, of understanding. I have nothing to prove to anybody other than I'm here to serve, I'm here to love, and I'm here to be happy. My foundation is joy. This is why this channel is called the Heart Center. This is why my services are called the Heart Center. Because we're here to express our love from our hearts. That's what I'm here for. And from now on, I am so excited to say, as I move forward in my career, as I move forward in my life overall, I can do it without feeling like I have to prove something. I can be confident in myself. I can be self-assured. I can appreciate my boundaries. I can appreciate my thoughts because I know they're coming from a solid foundation. They're no longer coming from coming from a foundation of fear and lack. That was a huge program that played in my mind and showed up. And I said played with the ED on the end because that was a thing in the past. But we don't have to be defined by things that didn't make us feel good. We don't have to let the pain continue to show up. That's not to say pain's not a part of life, and that's not to say that pain is something that we should ignore. But it is to say that the things that happened in the past, they don't have to be part of our reality now. We can appreciate them and understand them. There's a difference between understanding something and then allowing something to change your thought patterns, your mind so much that it affects you and it then shows up in your reality field. I can understand that I have a striped shirt on, right? I understand that. That's awesome. That's great. That's the truth. That's it. I don't need to try to discern whether, it's a white shirt with red stripes, or I don't need to go any deeper than the truth. The truth was there was pain, and that's it. It doesn't say that pain needs to be a part of your everyday reality, that self-doubt needs to be part of your everyday reality. Because that's not true. In this moment, right here, right now, you all have the power to dive into your heart space and be whatever it is you want. You can redefine yourself. That is a universal law. Everything is constantly redefining itself in and of itself. Everything is recycled. That's how energy works. Nothing is created and nothing is destroyed. Everything is, and then it's fluctuating in and out of itself, meaning at any given time you can tap into whatever potential you want. So there are no walls or no limits. There's boundaries, but there's no limits. It's up to you to dive into your heart and sit with yourself and maybe just think about, what is it that makes me happy? What do I do that gets my heart racing? It could be something as simple as planting flowers. It could be something as simple as saying hello to people and watching them smile. It could be something as extravagant or simple as creating your own business, as becoming a painter, becoming a doctor, whatever it is. Right now, I'm inviting you, all of you who are watching this video, to be honest with yourselves and release the self-doubt, release the pain, and just pay attention and accept the love and joy that you are, and watch how your life begins to explode, and watch how beautiful things, show up. It'll be amazing what happens when you can dissolve the pain and you set a foundation of love and abundance. Because once you set that foundation, that is what's being expressed through you. And what you express always comes back to you. It may come back in different forms, but it always comes back to you. So it is imperative and it is essential to reconstruct your belief systems. Let them shatter, let them fall, let them go away, let them dissolve, let them disintegrate. It's okay. You're going to be fine. I promise. You're going to be fine. Everything that you are, everything that you think is beautiful in this moment right here right now. You watching this video, whatever it is that you want to do it. There's no limits. No one's telling you. No one's stopping you. You know, I can remember before I first started making videos, there was self-doubt, there was fear, there was the feeling of being unworthy. You know, I think I made a video about feeling guilty and unworthy. Those are two things that stop people from stepping into their power. I've said this. And this is the same thing. But those things are a thing of the past. That now's the time to be abundant. Now's the time to create whatever it is you want, because you can. There's no one telling you can't. The only thing telling you can't is that thought form in your energetic system that you can reconstruct. You have the willpower to do that. You're allowed to do that. You can say no to it. You can demand that your reality be seen from your heart in the space of love. It does not have to be seen from a place of lack and insecurities. Those things are there and they served a purpose, but the only purpose they served was to show you how powerful you really are, was so that you could have a reference point and say, okay, I'm feeling lack, but I can't feel lack if I'm this omnipresent being. Then lack has to be there so I can recognize that, just like I can't recognize hot without cold. So you see, that false belief system that I had, that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't who I am, it was false. It wasn't true. What's true is the observer that is looking at the two realities, the reality of lack and the reality of abundance. And as the observer, I can pick and I can choose which reality I want to experience. Now, these programs that I'm talking about are very much physical, just as they are spiritual, just as they are energetic, just as they are emotional. And they are programs that run in our minds, and they come about through the reticular activation system, which is actually runs in conjunction with your subconscious. So the reticular is the physical thing that sits at the bottom of your spine back here, and it takes in all of the senses, right? So it's constantly taking in millions and millions of pieces of information. It's being fed to you. And the things that resonate with you are the things that you send back out. And therefore, it's sort of sending back to you millions and millions more of information. And the more you focus and kind of sift through, you can learn to control your reality through the reticular activation system. And then from there it goes into your subconscious. And your subconscious is going to continue to feed that program over and over and over until it shows up in the way you talk, until it shows up in the things you watch on TV, until it shows up in the people that are surrounding you. Excuse me. So the cool thing about that is once you know this information, you are now empowered emotionally and spiritually and physically to change this. Because you now know that the information that you're receiving doesn't have to be your ultimate truth. You can reprogram your mind, you can reprogram your subconscious by understanding how thoughts work, by understanding how emotions work, by understanding how feelings work. And if those seem a little daunting, that's what I'm here for. That's why I step in as your mentor and help you guide you through that process. And again, I cannot guide you through any process if I didn't face it and go through it myself. I took myself through the daunting darkness of facing my pain and being like, oh, wow, this pain isn't serving me. This doesn't do anything. And something really cool happened. I was on the phone with a friend, and she asked me a really personal question. She said, "Chris, I've been watching your videos, and I feel like you still have a lot of pain. Where's that coming from? What happened to you? Why do I hear pain? Why don't I hear more of the joy and the happiness that you are?" And I stopped for a second, and I don't like to just blurt out words. I actually stop and I think about things before I speak. It's important. Words are powerful and they're important. And I said, you know what? I don't I don't know. I feel I understand things happen to me, but there's no real emotional attachment to them anymore. Meaning, I've done enough inner work that those traumas don't really have too much power over me. But they were laying dormant within me. Because even though I've done my inner work and I've allowed myself to evolve and become more aware, it's kind of like a computer program. You put one program in for a few years and it keeps running and it's doing well and it serves its purpose. And then you get the upgraded version. You put that into the computer. And so you start using the new program and it's doing well and it's evolving and you're having fun with it and you're creating with it. But then the old program is still there because you never deleted it. You never deleted it. I never deleted that pain program of the traumas and the things that were unpleasant. And so I said to her, I said, you know what? You asked me that question, I don't feel anything, and I understand it, but I don't feel it. That means it's serving no purpose. There's no reason for it to be here. And I was like, oh my God, I can get rid of this. This is just taking up space within my being that it doesn't have to be here anymore. And so I, went into meditation and I took myself through a few thought patterns and through energetic practices that I do that I can share with you in one-on-one sessions. Not here, but in one-on-one sessions. And I was able to reconstruct myself because I realized that pain program, that foundation that I set, that belief system was dormant. It was dead. It was rotten. It did not serve a purpose. And so what you're saying now is me in my new light, my all my beauty, my happiness, my joy, my love. This is what it is. This is what the heart center is about. It's about coming from a place of love and a place of abundance and a place of wealth and a place of happiness and joy. There's no pain. I'm not allowing myself to associate with that program anymore. So, allow your belief systems to be reconstructed in order to reach new depths within yourself. Let them fall. Let them crack. Let them dissipate. You'll be okay. You feel a little empty. You feel like you're missing something. But you will create space for the new and improved you. And those of you out there who are in that transition phase watching this video, you need to trust me on this. You need to trust yourself on this. There's a reason you're feeling that pain. It wants out. It doesn't want to sit there anymore. Reconstruct your belief systems. You're allowed to. You have permission. Reconstruct them with your thoughts, with every action that you take. If you want to learn how to transform your thoughts, I give services called Thought Pattern Transformation, Emotional Awareness and Communication. Those are the two, and those two services. I offer one more, but those two really relate to this video. So I recommend you go to chrisburnsmentoring.com, check out my website, look at the services, get in touch with me. Hit me up on Instagram at chrisburns1025. Hit me up on Twitter at chrisburns1025. You can also go to my professional Facebook page at chrisburns1025. So that's my message to you. Love your heart. Come from the center of your heart. Reconstruct your boundaries. It's essential in order to reach new depths within yourself. This is Chris Burns again from the Heart Center. I look forward to talking to you all. Much love. Namaste. Stay blessed. Lots of joy.